Hello and welcome to a Primero Edge production for using administrative reviews for North Dakota. North Dakota is calling the system SOARS, which stands for Schools Online Administrative Review System. Today we'll be covering some important information about reviews as well as how you will use the system to communicate information about your review to the state. As you can see on our list of objectives, we have quite a few topics to cover today. We'll start with the very basics of how the system works, then go over more specific examples. We've chosen to present this information to you as a recording to relieve stress. Don't worry if you don't catch every detail. You'll be able to watch the recording as many times as you like, as well as rewinding and watching sections over again. The email that you received containing the link to this video is shown on the screen. The website to access Primero Edge will also be contained in this email, and I just put it on the screen right here for now, but it will be in the section close to the username and password. So I've enlarged the website name here so that you'll have an idea what to look for. And you'll see that your username and your password is also contained in this email. Clicking on that Primero Edge link will bring you to the screen in front of you now that has the username and password fields. And we do suggest that you either bookmark this link in your browser or create a link on your desktop so that you can easily access this at any time. So you'll put in your username and password that were provided in the email. And the first time you come into the system, you'll be required to change your password. You'll see a screen similar to the one that's in front of you now, where you'll type in your new password twice, and this will allow you to get into the system. And this is a good idea because you'll notice that the password that is provided to you is usually a little bit difficult to remember, and changing your password allows you to put in one that you can more easily remember. So at this point I'm going to switch over to my live system. And the page you see before you now is my training system, so it will look just slightly different from your system, but all the functionality will be the same. So you can see I've put in my username and password, and I'm simply going to click Login. When I first come into the system, I'm taken to a page called the Dashboard. Now I can get back to this page at any time by clicking on this dashboard link up at the very top of the page. The dashboard contains both announcements and messages that you'll want to keep an eye out for, so just look for new ones that pop up to make sure that you're getting all the information that you need that's being sent to you through this dashboard. To open up a message, you'll just simply click on the link, and that will pop up a box for you so that you can read additional information that has been presented to you. You can also print this if you like to save these sorts of things for your records, but they won't go away until an expiration date, so this will remain until it hits an expiration date that was set for the announcement. Up at the top you'll also see a My Profile link. If you click on this, you'll see that you can go to this area to change your password. You can also select a theme, which is basically a color scheme. Now there are several different ones, and you might just play around with that to kind of familiarize yourself with the system, and also to see if there may be one color scheme that's easier on your eyes or just more pleasing to you. That is one way to kind of get used to the system. There's also this log out button up at the top right. You'll notice too that there is a green icon up at the top called Amigo, and this is the Primero Edge help tool. If you click on this and type in what you're trying to accomplish, So like maybe I want to send a message, then it's going to pull up a link here that you can click on, and then Amigo will walk you through accomplishing that task. So Amigo is very handy if you are not sure that you're performing all the steps to a task, or if you completely forget how to do something, then Amigo can help you walk through that. And Amigo will also pick up exactly where you are in the system. So if you've already gotten through part of a task, then Amigo will start right where you are and continue forward with what you need to do next. So it's a good idea to get in the habit of using Amigo if you get stuck, or if you just need some peace of mind that you're actually accomplishing everything that you're setting out to accomplish. I'll close that. And the next thing we're going to do is go over to this reviews section. Now you'll see a couple of tabs across the top here. Each one of these is a module. Let's actually talk about teamwork for a minute. Teamwork is where you can record your professional standards. Now if you're being reviewed, you will need to log your professional standards, and teamwork is one place that you can do that. There is a video in Amigo that will show you how teamwork works. So if you go here to Amigo and click on Library, you'll see Teamwork, and under Teamwork you will see a webinar called Teamwork for Professional Standards. And so if you do choose to track your professional standards using this tool, then you can familiarize yourself with it by watching this webinar at some point. Now the professional standards will be checked during your review, so make sure that if you're not using Teamwork that you are tracking them somewhere. Next we're going to click on the Reviews tab, and you'll notice that it turned white up here so that we can see which section we're working in at any time. The way the system works is that you'll see a darker colored header. In my example here it's blue, and if I click on that, it will either shrink or expand the functions underneath. So if you come in here and you're not seeing what to click on next, make sure you click on one of those headers. I'm going to click on My Reviews, and this will pull up any reviews that I have access to that I need to address. Now here you'll see that the one for the 2016-17 year was canceled. You'll see the status over here. And so we're actually going to look at the 2017-2018 administrative review. And we can access that, and that's probably all you'll see when you go into yours. You probably won't see a canceled one at this point, but you'll see any previous ones as you use the system longer, and you'll see the current one that you'll need to work on. So I will access that review by clicking on this link that says Administrative, and this will take me to the home page for the review. Now you'll notice that the site selection worksheet was submitted by your reviewer already, so you will not need to do that. You'll also see that there is some information on this page. The review type, the status of the review, which will change as you go through that process of getting a review. You'll have contact information for your lead reviewer. So here we have Gus Toddler and a phone number and email. So you will always have that information to contact your reviewer should you need it. In addition, you'll see remaining tasks over here to the right, and we can access that questionnaire by clicking on the link here. But we're going to actually move across the tabs up here at the top by General Info so that we can just kind of take these in order. Now before we move on to the Correspondence tab, I do want to point out that there is a review schedule here that will show your key due dates for different pieces of the review. So our off-site portion of the review is the only thing that has been scheduled so far in this particular review. It has a due date of 9:30. So if I keep an eye on this, I'll see new reviews added to or new schedules added to this as my reviewer puts them in. For example, when we schedule the on-site visit, then that will be put into this schedule so that you'll be able to come to this area and remind yourself of exactly when that on-site visit is going to be. Let's move now to the Correspondence tab. So I'll do that by clicking on this tab next to the General Info tab. As you go through your review, you will receive different letters from your reviewer. I'm going to pull up. Normally they will display down here along the bottom, so you'll see the off-site notification letter and you'll be able to view it and pull it up here. In my training system it's not showing, so I'm going to pull up the off-site. Here's an example of your off-site notification letter. Will be addressed to you, and it will give you some information about which site has been selected for your on-site meal observation, as well as a little bit of additional information which you'll be able to read once you get that letter. I just wanted to kind of show you an example here of what that will look like. Okay. Now, as I said, those notifications will show up here in your system, and you will be able to pull those up and view them as you go through your review. So if you misplace one, you'll be able to find that information here. There will also be a little number after, in parentheses here, for each of the letters, for how many letters that have been sent out to you, so that you can make sure that you've read them all. There's also a section here for messages. The messages section will be used to send correspondence to your reviewer. Now you'll see down here at the bottom that there's also a send as email option. Your reviewers will be using this option, so every time they put a message in the system here, you will also receive an email. Now what we'd like you to do though is, instead of responding to that email, we want you to come into this system and put any new messages to your reviewer in this section so that we can track all the messages in one place that are going to and from your reviewer, that are going back and forth. So here I can type in my message. So maybe I have a question about, if I could spell number here, maybe I have a question about number 700, and so I'm going to ask for more information here. Now this is called a rich text box, so if I want to, I can bold some of the information, or I can change the color of the font. If I want to do that, I can actually change the font and the size of the font if I want to make that bigger. And there's also a way to add a hyperlink if I want to link to something outside the system. Okay. Once I click send as email, that will make it go to my lead reviewer, and then I'm going to click send. And you'll see that a notice has been put down at the bottom. So I have a list of what my message is, a date and time stamp of who sent it and when. So this way I can keep track of all the messages that are sent. If I need to find one that I've accidentally deleted an email for, I can come into the system and make sure that I have that information here. Again, there's a number in parentheses beside messages to let me know how many messages I have. So if you keep an eye on this and you notice that it's going up, then you'll want to come in here and look for messages, because maybe you missed an email that was sent. Next, we're going to go to the most important section of a review, and that is this questionnaire section. So I'll do that by clicking on the tab. You'll remember there was a link on the General Info tab that would also take us directly to this questionnaire. We can search by form. If I pull up a form, then it will give me different sections as well. So maybe I pull up the nutrition and meal compliance, and then I will get the school that I need to fill this out for, and then I will get different sections. So for example, I will get the Dietary Specification Assessment Tool, or DSAT. I can pull up the entire form by clicking Apply here and fill that out. Or I can pull this up. I can pull up just the Offsite Assessment Tool. Remember to click Apply each time. Or maybe I just want a particular question here, and I can search for a specific question there as well. Okay. I'm going to clear this out again and point out a couple more things. So now I have all of my questions pulled up. There's a Collapse All section to the right, or button to the right here, and if I click on that, it's going to collapse all the questions and shrink them up, so then I can expand the one I want to work on by clicking the blue arrow to the left, or shrink it up by clicking that again. Now if I scroll down to the bottom of the page, I'll see how many items I have, and as I answer them, I can sort and pull up just the ones that are not submitted, so that I can see how many I have left if I want to do that. In addition, I can scroll down here and I can move through the pages at the bottom with either the numbers or the arrows. And I can make my page size larger, so if I want to show 50 on a page, then I can click that 50 and show more questions on a single page. Now let's go next to submitting a question. And I'm just going to open up this first one here. And actually I'm going to open a different one. Let's open up, let's go back to that 700, and you'll notice that I don't have to put in a form name to pull up this number. And we'll answer this and put in comments if we want to. It's not a required field. Down here at the bottom, you'll be able to save this if you have other changes that you need to make to it. Or you can cancel it if you want to clear out all the information that you've put in there and start over again. Once you click this Save and Submit link here, you will not be able to edit this question anymore, edit your answers. So make sure that you have all the information in there that you want to put in there before you click that Save and Submit button. You'll also notice that you can add documents to any question. There are 0 documents attached right now, but as we add documents, then this number will go up, of course, as well as the number on this Documents tab. So every time you add a document to a question in the questionnaire, it will also show up in this area here for the documents. So I'm going to show you how that's going to work as well. We're going to click the Add button, and here I'm going to upload a file. Click the Select button. You'll notice that there are a number of different type of extensions that we can use. So what that means is that there are a number of many different file types that we have the ability to upload to this section, to a question. So let's click Select here, and I'm just going to find a picture, I think, and upload a picture. And we'll just upload this form icon here. So I've got this in the box now, and I'm going to click Upload. Now I do need to give this a name, because I can upload many different documents to this section, I'll want to name them to indicate what each one of them is. So if I click OK here, now I can see that there is one document uploaded. If I click on that link, I'll be able to see the documents. Since I uploaded it, I will be able to edit it, or I'll be able to delete it. But here you'll see that the description is very important so that we can differentiate between the different documents that we have uploaded to a particular question. Okay. If my reviewer had uploaded a form or a document to this section, I would be able to view it, but I would not be able to edit or delete it. So I would only have the paper icon to view. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and put in this information again. I don't know why that didn't save here. It will save for you though. So I've added my document, and now I'm going to click Save and Submit because I have put in all the information that I want to put in for this particular question. Okay. You'll see that now the status has changed to submitted, and you can see who submitted it, when it was submitted. So if you have different people working on different areas of the questionnaire, you'll be able to see who is doing what work. Now if I clear this out and change this status to which ones are not submitted and click Apply, I'm going to collapse them all again. When I scroll down here, I'll see that I have fewer items to answer. So as I go through, I will be able to see how many questions I have left to answer so that I can get a good idea of how far along I am in this process. Now on the Documents tab, that document that I uploaded will show up, and again I will be able to edit or delete this here. So if I've forgotten which question I submitted or attached a document to, I will be able to pull them all up here, and I will actually see the question as well. Now I also have the ability to add a new record in this area. So if I click this Add New Record button, then I can select what type this is, and if I want to upload a document, just a general document that's not attached to a specific question, then I can do that as well. Or if I want to attach one just to a form rather than a form question, then I would have the ability to do that as well. So I will see all of my documents here, and this document upload is going to work exactly the same way as it did when you were uploading a document within the questionnaire. I'm going to cancel this. I'm not going to actually add this. And next, what we're going to do is I'm going to log out of this one, and we're going to log in as another user whose review is a little bit further along so that you can see a review a little bit later in the process, and we can go through some corrective actions, etc. So at this point, once we've filled out all of our questionnaire information, we will have our reviewer call us to schedule the on-site review. Now you will get at least 2 weeks notice, and then you will get an on-site letter. So first of all, let's log out here, and we will log in now as a different user. Okay, so we are going to click the Reviews tab again. We're going to access this review exactly the same way that we accessed the other one. Here we'll see that we have additional schedules under our review. So we have an on-site schedule, because that has been scheduled now. I actually put in both the corrective action due dates and the on-site review at the same time for this one, but of course they're going to go in the order that you would expect. So you would have your on-site review first. During your on-site, both technical assistance and corrective action will be discussed, and you will receive a notification for your on-site. So let me pull that up and show you what that's going to look like. Here's an example of an on-site confirmation letter, which you'll receive once you have that scheduled with your reviewer. This will give you, again, a little bit of additional information that you may need in order to prepare for your on-site. Okay. And again, that correspondence information should show up here so that you will be able to see that information as well. So you'll be able to pull up those letters once they have been sent to you and access them at any time. Okay. Now, once you've had your on-site review, then you may have corrective actions. And once the reviewer has gone into the system and marked everything that needs corrective action and has allowed you access, then you will see an additional tab across the top for corrective action, and you will see the number of corrective actions there. You'll also receive a corrective action letter. So let me pull that up for you so you can get an idea of what that will look like. You'll see that there were 3 findings here that require corrective action, and so there will be a due date here, but there will also be a due date on your schedule here, so keep an eye out for that as well. Now, to access and address your corrective action, you're going to click on the link or in the tab up at the top, and you will see those different corrective actions. When you first come in here, the status for all of your corrective actions is going to be flagged. So the ones that say flagged are the ones that will need your attention first. So we can access that corrective action by expanding the blue arrow to the left-hand side. You'll see a preview of the question as well as whatever answer you put in and any documents that are attached. And then you'll be able to also see information on why something was flagged for corrective action. Here you'll enter and submit your corrective action plan. And this works the same as the questionnaire. So I can save this if I need to go do a little research or find additional information to add to this before I submit it. Or I can cancel to clear this out and start over. Or I can click the Save and Submit button. Again, once I click Save and Submit, I won't be able to edit this anymore. So make sure that all the information that you want to submit with regards to the corrective action plan is in there before you click that Save and Submit button. So I'm going to click Save and Submit, and you'll see now that this status has changed to corrective action plan submitted. Again, we'll see who modified it last and what day it was modified on. Once you have changed all of your corrective action from the flag status to the corrective action plan submitted or CAP submitted status, then you'll need to wait until your reviewer has a chance to go through and look at them. Your reviewer may be sending you additional correspondence asking for more information, or they may be going through and either accepting or rejecting what you've put in as your corrective action plan, and they can do this through the system. If I expand the arrow here, we'll see that this one was CAP rejected. So if I receive one of those, I will expand the blue arrow there, and there will be information here's my plan here's the reason it was flagged, here's the plan that I submitted, and here's the reason it was rejected. So I will need to put in additional information in order to have this corrective action plan accepted. So I will enter in my additional information. And this will work the same way as the other. I can save, cancel, or save and submit. I could also even attach documentation at this time if I had some additional information I wanted to attach. And I'm going to save and submit this. Okay. This will put this back into the CAP submitted status. So again, it will need to be looked at by the reviewer, and the reviewer will either accept or reject this for further information. So we can sort up here at the top. We can look for those that are rejected that need additional information, or look for the ones that are flagged if we wanted to do them incrementally and answer some of them and then come back and only pull up the flagged ones that we still needed to answer. Okay. Here I can see that there is also one that was accepted, which we're hoping all of them will be. And so if I go in here to this accepted one, I can see the status here as CAP suggests accepted, and down here we'll see that the corrective action plan was actually accepted. Now, after all of your corrective action plans are accepted, you will receive a results letter. Hopefully you won't have any corrective actions, and in that case you'll receive a letter that says that you had a perfect review, and that's what we're all going for. But you'll also, if you do have corrective actions, once everything has been accepted and your reviewer has gone through and finalized the review and assessed any kind of fiscal action, you would get a letter indicating or providing you with that information as well. And at that point, on the General Info tab, your review status would change to a finalized status so that you would know that everything is completed and you have addressed everything that you need to address within this review. This concludes our short video on using Primero Edge for reviews, or the North Dakota SOAR system. If you have any program questions or concerns while using SOARs, please call or email Linda Schler. Her email and phone number are listed on the screen you see before you. If you run into technical questions while using SOARs, please feel free to email or call our customer care department. Our email and phone number is listed on the screen in front of you. We would like to thank you for taking time out of your day to learn the review system. Hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you.